this is the thing I want to know.
Yeah.
Are we not supposed to talk to white people anymore? Just tell me the rule.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to talk to white people, dude.
You just can't talk to white people.
You can't talk to them because you can't trust them. They could be suspected white supremacists.
Maybe.
They could be suspected white supremacists.
Possibly.
That is the dumbest term
Salute
I've
to
ever heard.
Tariq's coming on the Brilliant Idiots.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a nice, fun conversation.
I saw Tariq on Tucker Carlson again. I told him don't stop going on that show.
Stop that.
You know what? The reason he needs to stop going on the show because Tucker doesn't even care anymore. Now it's just about ratings and viewership and trying to make Tariq look silly. Like they brought up, and this was stupid on Tucker's part. Tariq's up there, they're talking about white supremacy and Donald Trump's administration, and Tucker Carlson goes, I have an expert from your book. You have a book here called The Art of Macking. And in the book, you talk about lying to get pussy. And so Tariq is like, it's just satire, it's comedy. And he goes, well, how do we know what you're doing now isn't satire and comedy and just trying to get a rise out of somebody? And Tariq goes, because white supremacy ain't no fucking joke. But it was stupid. It was a dumb conversation. It was pointless. I'm like, stop going on that show. Like, now's when you stop going on that show because clearly they just want to try to get rises out of you because that had nothing to do with nothing. Even Tucker had to laugh when he was like, so how do we know you're not lying about being upset about white supremacy since you lied to a girl about getting pussy? Tucker, do you not have a dick? That's what I would have said if I was Tariq. You ain't never lied to a girl to get no pussy, Tucker. Like, shut up.
You ever lied to a girl to get pussy?
Absolutely.
I don't think I did.
Yeah. But that's not my fault.
That's not my wife to get pussy now. What are you talking about? You never stop lying to get pussy.
Right. I do like you. Okay.
What do you mean?
Right,
but that's not our fault.
You never stop lying to women to get pussy.
We want to tell the truth, but then they won't give us pussy.
Exactly.
So who wants us to lie? You or them?
You tell the truth and you still get pussy.
Who, you?
Yeah.
Because you force it. It's different. Look, you can tell the truth.
Shit.
You can tell the truth to a girl if you're willing to force her to have sex with you, Wax. That doesn't count. That's absolutely true.
Did any girl ever tell you this? You must have got something on me. I don't know.
Let me tell you something.
We're not talking about rape.
No. I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing about the Tucker. But no, what's the Tariq? The Tariq thing. This is hilarious. So last episode, you bring up Tariq getting washed in the interview with Tucker. Yeah. You say, damn, it was embarrassing that he got washed in the interview with Tucker.
I said he got owned like a slave, which was wrong. Which was bad
whatever.
To me to say.
You said he got owned like a slave, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you bring it up. You say he gets owned by a slave. You get owned like a slave. You say he got washed.
And they tell me stop following you up.
No, I go. I did see that after you told me to check it out. He did get bodied. All of a sudden, this has turned into Tariq need to debate Schulz about this. Yo, Schulz coming for Tariq. This shit is great. Suspected white supremacy. Yo,
this is what we gotta stop having. I don't want debates. I want people to have conversations.
That's what I said. I said Tariq is definitely welcome to have a conversation.
I was on Tommy's show this week. I was on Tommy Lauren's show this week. I was on her Facebook. First of all, by the way, Tommy's Facebook really is popping. I know I said that shit. I didn't realize how popping Tommy's Facebook was.
Can we just acknowledge real quick before we change the subject that how absurd that is? That you bring something up, I agree with you on it, and it turns into me taking shots at Tariq. Because
me and Tariq ain't the main event, baby. Black and white is the main event. White supremacy versus black privilege is the main event, baby.
Son.
All right. We want to see you, Tariq, go head up with white supremacy, goddamn.
But I would love for Tariq to come in to have a nice conversation. We could do that. Absolutely.
That's what me and Tommy had this week. That's what we always have. We have conversations.
Yeah.
And it was so weird because she's got the super conservative audience.
Yeah.
Go to her Facebook page. Go look at the comments. It is these people that you would look at who would usually probably be saying some racist shit or some angry shit. They were like, yo, I like the way this guy thinks. It was like, yo, it's cool to see them have a civil conversation because this is what happens, right? You and Tariq, if y'all get together and y'all get to arguing and yelling at each other and talking over each other,
so fun.
The audience picks sides.
Yeah.
People were like, I fuck with Schulz. Nah, I fuck with Tariq. Nah, Schulz is white, so I don't fuck with white people. It's like, they're going to ride. Like, you have to be able to have conversations because when the two hosts are just having a conversation, the audience is forced to sit down and listen with the intent to understand, not reply. Because they automatically just want to reply.
But that happened with Trevor and Tommy. They had a conversation, and I feel like people pick sides.
I don't know. I think Trevor and Tommy was a little more aggressive than the conversation.
I think the audience made it seem that way because there was clapping. But if you remove the clapping and it was just the two of them having a conversation, which is what I like about this platform, is that there's not somebody to play to.
Happy holidays.
To root for. Happy holidays, Dwayne.
Trevor started it off by asking her if she was angry though. That's never a good way to start off a conversation because you automatically put the person you're talking to on the defense.
Again, why is it?
And they got to defend themselves.
Why am I having a conversation with Tariq about this for agreeing with you? Why is this turned into? Shouldn't the conversation between?
Now it depends what we're talking
you
about.
and Tariq.
Now, are we really trying to get somewhere and be civil and like try to get somewhere with race relations in America? Sure. Then y'all should have the conversation.
Absolutely.
But if we trying to get these goddamn ratings and we need these motherfucking numbers on the podcast about,
okay,
y'all got to go at it. Okay, somebody got to get bodied.
Okay, let's go. But no. In other words, I'd like to have him in here to discuss the term suspected white supremacist. I'm very concerned with this term suspected white supremacist because I think that it is cowardly.
It's pussy,
and I'll tell you why it's cowardly.
No, it'd be pussy on the white person's part.
Let me explain.
There's no such thing as a suspected white supremacist.
Let me explain. I think it's cowardly on the person who says it. Like I think people who use the word suspected white supremacists are cowards because what they're trying to do is put the negative life influences of labeling somebody a white supremacist on a person's life without being accountable for calling them a white supremacist. So, for example, if I call Chris Moreau a white supremacist, Morrow, whatever your fucking name is, nobody cares, okay?
Chris suspected Morrow.
It's Chris David Duke right now.
Chris suspected Morrow.
Okay,
so if I call you a suspected... He's really Morrow, though.
So, Chris Morrow, if I call you a suspected white supremacist, right, and I say you are a suspected white supremacist, and that turns up in Google searches and all this shit, when you go apply for a job, that comes up in your Google search, and that job's going to go, well, I don't want to hire a white supremacist.
Well, what is this?
What if the person that you're going to interview with is a white supremacist?
Let me finish.
You're like, this is the type of guy I need on my team.
Let me just get the point out, and then we can talk about it. Let me get the point out, and then we can talk about it, right? So, but if you call someone a suspected white supremacist, you're basically saying, look, he's suspected. I don't know if he's suspected, so I don't want to call him white supremacist, but he's suspected. So what that does is still gives him the negative bias and it primes people to think he's a white supremacist without you having to get the negative backlash of labeling somebody a white supremacist and hurting their lives because you go suspected. So in my personal opinion, I think it's some cowardly shit because you're not willing to be accountable for what you're calling some people. So what is? But
he can't call you a white supremacist without real evidence. So
exactly.
He's saying
but
suspected.
He still wants to call you it because he still wants to call you it, so he goes suspected. So that's my issue.
Oh, he's heard some rhetoric that may raise his antenna that makes him think this guy could be a white supremacist.
This is what we're going to talk to Tariq about because I think, and I've been having a lot of conversations on Twitter about this week, right? Okay. Because once Tariq's tweeted the thing, people said, "Oh yeah, suspected white supremacist Andrew Schulz," and every one of those people, I tweeted back and I go. What leads you to think that I'm a suspected white supremacist? And then they go, well, something you said. I go, well, just tell me something I've said that supports white supremacy.
The internet says you're a white supremacist. You're a white supremacist.
But look. But I go,
I hate black women. So says the internet. That's what it is.
Yeah, but there's tons of evidence for that.
There really is.
Shut the fuck up. I've never seen you even hold hands with a black lady.
No, sure, yeah.
Or kiss a black lady.
You're right.
Listen, and this idea that you have a wife, stop it. I've never met your wife. Right. Nobody's met your wife.
2 black daughters, no way.
Nobody's met your daughters.
My mom is Asian.
You live alone. You live alone, Charlamagne. Okay,
my mom is Asian,
live alone
bro.
with Paige. You and Paige have been in a relationship for 10 years. You're a suspected white girl fucker.
You're right.
That's what you are. You're a suspected white girl fucker. You're out here fucking white girls all the time, and that's what you do.
You're right.
Okay,
listen,
Anguilla. I'm going to Anguilla. No, you're going to a nice white island somewhere. Okay, with a bunch of white bitches. Some island off of Sweden where it's just you and white bitches all fucking day.
Yeah, on vacation, not living there at all.
Which is the way you like it.
Living there?
Caribbean girls.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So
nice.
It's important to be very specific in what I said. Do I think that Tariq is a coward as a person? I don't know anything about Tariq. Do I think it is cowardly to use the term
you're dancing.
white? No, I'm not gonna call
so he's a suspected coward.
No, I'm not gonna call somebody. I'm not gonna call someone a coward. I'm not gonna make a blanket statement about somebody like that. That's unfair to him.
I agree.
I'm not gonna do that because I don't know anything about him. All I can say is I think using that term is cowardly because you can negatively affect someone's lives and you feel none of the repercussions.
And it's dangerous.
You feel none of the pushback.
It's the same thing I get on Tommy for when she makes comments about the Black Lives Matter movement.
Absolutely.
Or when she makes comments about the Black Panthers.
Absolutely.
Or when she paints Beyonce in the light of having anti-police rhetoric.
Yeah.
You can't say things like that. You know why?
No, do your research.
People don't
have to
exactly.
do your fucking
do your research.
Do your research on the Black Panthers. Find out what they stood for. Find out what the vast majority of Black Panthers were doing for the community.
He called me a rapist all the time. What the fuck?
I have evidence of you being a rapist.
Bullshit.
I have plenty of evidence of you being a rapist. Okay?
Wow.
Powder hitting something from the back.
How you know I wasn't smashing from the back?
And you walk in and be like, move and just jump on the chick.
No.
Remember when you said it's not rape if it's black women?
Whoa. Hey, I have nothing to do with that.
This is why this is fucked up. I'm gonna tell you why this is fucked up.
I can't be doing that because
you're a suspected black misogynist,
listen,
bro.
A girl told me one time she didn't talk to me for 6 months because Charlamagne said I was a rapist, just got out of jail.
Yeah.
See the bullshit?
And she only waited 6 months was enough time?
Well, stop looking like a rapist. Wear bigger shirts. Cut your hair.
Why is rapist? This is just how rapists
That's
look.
how rapists dress, son.
Rapists wear tight shirts, so when girls grab their shirts, it's nothing loose. You can't rip it off. You can't rip it.
I know.
That's exactly
like
what
a rapist supervillain, bro. Listen, you got a skinny-ass outfit on, bro. This is fucked up.
This is right, man. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
The moral of the story, truthfully, is, man, I'm sincere about this going into 2017. And I remember Kobe said this, I don't know if it was before the Trayvon Martin trial or the Michael Brown trial. He was like, I'm not putting on, I think it was Trayvon, because he was like, I'm not putting on the hoodie yet. He was like, I want to wait until I see both sides. I want to see all the evidence. I want to see what actually happened. Like, that's what we all got to start doing. We got to stop jumping to conclusions about things that we see in the news. We got to stop jumping to conclusions about each other. Like, honestly, it's gotten to a point where it's really dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
Because I'm in the, I was at the loudspeaker party.
Yeah.
I walk in the, by the way, first thing Crystal says to me when she walks up on me is, Charlamagne, I should slap the shit out of you.
Right.
I go, Crystal, what's up? Give her a hug.
Productive.
But that's Crystal. Me and Crystal always have these conversations.
Right.
So then I'm talking to her and explaining to her what I meant about the platform tweet, whatever. She got it. Still didn't agree with me, but she understood it.
Sure.
I walk in the back, man. There was this table of black women. I do not know these women. One of these women rolled her eyes at me like she had an abortion from me. And I mean, had an abortion and didn't even want the abortion.
Maybe.
Like I made her. Like I'm married. I'm going to give you this money. You're going to have this goddamn abortion. I'm not going to be here for the child.
It's abortion or you're getting an uppercut.
Oh. I mean, she rolled her eyes at me so crazy. That's not a good feeling. It's really not a good feeling, bro. Like that's a terrible thing to put on a person. Charlamagne hates black women. Really? Like, yo, I got aunts and cousins, people that I respect. Like, so what's up? Because all they're seeing is what's online.
It's cowardly. It's cowardly. And let me explain why. Because they affect your life off assumption. Like, when you put something out there, like you don't like black women, right? When you put that out there in the world and people we know are willing to believe stuff with no evidence, right? Just like if Tariq, who has a platform, he has power, if he puts things out there like calling people suspected white supremacists, right? That affects your life, it affects my life, it affects other people's lives.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous rhetoric.
You're affecting the way that they provide for their family. You're affecting the way that they, like, I could be going up for a show or something like that, and then someone do a little Google search and sees that, and then they not want to have a show.
That's the reason I told
family I have to take care of.
That's the reason I told Tariq to stop going on Tucker Carlson's show. And the reason I told him is for exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, Tariq, they're painting you to be a black militant who hates white people. That shit is dangerous, bro. I don't give a fuck. It's dangerous. Now, should we hate white supremacy? Absolutely.
Of course.
Should we hate injustice that is being caused by white people? Absolutely. Should we hate the history of white people against black people in America? Absolutely.
Sure.
But right now, for somebody just to say this, just to paint you as a black guy who hates white people,
it's unfair.
It's unfair and it's dangerous to you and your livelihood.
Because
like, that shit ain't cool, bro.
Because now Tariq could be going up to do a show. Let's say he's doing a show for MTV, and somebody wants to hire Tariq to do a show about, you know, even if it's satire, but macking, let's say, or getting laid or something like that.
What if Tariq is speaking in fucking South Carolina or speaking in Mississippi and he's eating at a restaurant and some dude is like, oh, that's that black dude that hates white people.
Let's get him.
Put some in his food, like anything.
Nah, they set you up out there.
That's definitely possible, but I'm talking about financially. Like, what if he has the opportunity to do a show on VH1 or MTV, right, about one of his books or one of the platforms that he does? He has this opportunity to do a show, and then they do some sort of Google search on him, and they see these interviews with Tucker, and they say, "Oh my God, it would."
He'll still get a show.
Let me explain.
He'll still get a show.
Let me explain.
It's big business, baby. You see what A&E's got coming out?
Let me explain.
Generation KKK.
Let me just explain.
This shit is big business, baby.
Come on, let me explain, man. So the point is they could see this kind of thing and decide that it's not worth doing business with them. And I've had, major advertising agencies. A buddy of mine just right now, I can't say who he was doing business with, but he was doing business with these guys, and they were some Instagram guys. And the advertising company saw one of the videos the Instagram guys put up, and they're like, listen, we don't want to be associated with this. It's kind of weird stuff, because it was a big brand. And we're like, we don't want to be associated. It's weird stuff. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And this happens all the time. So it's like, Tariq needs to be careful with his brand and be careful of the platforms he goes on. And he also needs to be careful what he says about people, because he can affect people's lives in a negative way. And it's not worth doing that unless you do the due diligence. It's not worth doing that unless you do the research to see if what you're saying about somebody stands up.